direction over here towards Anvil. This time there's a third team, Scolds and Woozy, entering into the mix, and that makes it much harder to really play the way you want to play. You're forced to kind of crouch down, play inside of these natural terrains, the natural buildings while you're farming up. And then you also have to make the decision, am I going to continue to farm up? Because that gives away your position altogether. Down just a little bit though. Everyone's trying to take their angles. Donnie getting spotted out by
FNCS is
the
on
last moment.
at Legends Landing.
Click sees that as a green light. He's trying to take advantage of the numbers while they have them on their side.
Why not?
But taking a little bit too long. Woozy's going to get there just in the nick of time. The turnaround, the switch up. Click's trying to take advantage, falling down below, trying to finish off that elimination, but that was a sacrifice. They're able to secure the high ground for now.
Click's there, you saw how hungry he was. He was going towards his primal instincts there, right? Hungry, searching, wasn't able to find it. The opportunity is not completely gone. That player is still just beneath him.
Is it Trish? Or is it Solo? I don't know what it is.
Still like to think that these guys
are
favorites to win this one out. Yeah, they found him.
Oh, this is not good.
Nowhere to really run now for him. Yeah, that's going to be the end. Woozy down.
And he's out altogether. That's just one of those rough ones. You get stuck with the natural terrain. It's hard to break through. You're kind of stuck playing defensive through and through as Chimp and Spade, and now on the offensive against Kicks and Rexo. Spade going high above, taking that little bit of advantage while Chimp continues to hold the angles, put the pressure on, but he gets tagged up just a little bit. Luckily for him, he does have the resources to regain the shield that he just lost. He just needs the time given to him by Spade, continuing that pressure that he has from above.
Rexo and Kicks, of course, the one sort of just turtled up here. They actually have a decent amount of mats, at least from what it looks like with Rexo. Seems he's going to split some there, and so they have the means to fight this one out and turn it into a build fight, but you see they just want to slow things down, control the tempo of the fight a bit. They don't want to get too big for their boots, want to force Spade and Chimp.
Oh. Looks like we're stuck here for a minute, boys. Ah. Anybody that we know? Power Luda. Okay. Sorry myself. W's. Jinx. Those two. People, and then target practice. is better. Hezzy, lol. Ain't the word, pal. How do I do that? Non-Trent Cat, welcome to the stream. As you guys can tell, I'm at Legends Landing, watching the FNCS. Oh, look at this, cats, which I'll never earn. As you can see, if you can look through my stream, it's currently glitched, so I don't know. No, now. I was watching the FNCS, now I'm just chilling at Legends Landing. Hey, Hezzy, do you recognize this? Okay, I got a teammate now, W's. Look at these bots. Ah! Is it really? Well, where is it? There's no picture. Results? Oh. Alt. Sorry, we're not allowed alt, man. No, I'm kidding. Let's get results. I just got spam. It's my main. I changed my name. Well, why'd you change your name, results? Because I did? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. See, it's still glitched. Oh, spam. That's our spam is square. Let's go. Me and this guy over here. Oh, it's the other guy. How'd you die to me, honestly? Boy, the lag. Woo! this? I got 4 limbs. Always. Go watch all I can. I got to watch I like you. Wait, what? Wait. How do we have 30 people? Guys, change plans then. This guy's a solo. Call back again, boys. Back to back. Oh, cracked one. I'm going in. I'm soloing. No! Get him, he's one. You've got to get him. No way he'd die to this guy. Why are you going for the big axe? No, he died to that guy. No fucking. No way, bro. No way. No way, that kid. Another guy? I don't know where I am, I'm sneaky. Behind you. What can I build there? I'm dead. Look, that guy sucks. I want to spat on him. Respectfully. Even see us on yet? No, still glitched. See what I mean? It's just glitched. See what I mean, chat? Look at this guy's builds. He's got 225, whatever that is, 13 wood, 279 brick, 278 metal. And he's rushing with no builds. He's rushing without building. And look at this guy's loot. Dog shit. Scar, grey, heavy, 6 chugs. Well, the heal's pretty good, but the guns suck. Oh, there I go. What the fuck? Crowd wins. What's this? What's what? There you go. Disco ball. Disco fever. Disco place? Doubles. Doubles kitty kitty kitty. Kitty kitty kitty. Kitty kitty kitty. I'm hungry, like, g'day, welcome, welcome, welcome. What's this place? Oh, it's the VIP lounge. See, it's glitched. It's a big whack. I'm about to break it. No, what's this? They'll break your kneecaps. It's tackle time. Slap. Won't even let me leave. There we go. Maybe if I rejoin, it'll work. Jerry, baby. Oh. Boys, I wish I could stream this. I wish I could stream the Elimination Chamber for WWE. I wish. No, stream it on Binge. I can stream it on Binge. I mean, like, I mean, like, I wish I could, like, stream it like I am right now. But apparently I cannot. But it's fine. It is what it is. If you do want to watch the Elimination Chamber, it's going to be on Peacock Network, Binge, all those platforms. So if you want to go watch it, download those platforms. Hashtag not sponsored. I wish I was though. Wish I was. But alright, let's have a look. Let's have a look, chat. Top chocolate 3311. Fair enough. Ping.
What are you doing?
Ping is high as always. Let's see if I want to select this time. I just dropped out of the battle bus. Just a black screen. There we go. Here we go, chap. We're back.
A couple hammers away from being chopped completely out of this game.
Oh, here we go. We're at end game. We're at end game.
And that will be the end of Braves as well. The one to deal the damage. And still, players below having to make their way up here.
Look at this guy sweating.
Very, very tough situations.
You know that meme with this guy sweating?
Trying to stay ahead of the zone as much as possible. Trying to focus just on getting to that extra layer. He has flashes to try to regenerate some of the HP loss. So does Kanata and Agers. You saw them take down some heavy hitters moments ago for their first elimination. They know as this one does progress into the top 11, those opportunities will come as Chubbs finds Burt with a little bit of height, takes him down. He knows somebody else is towards the backside, trying to wait as long as he can, but push comes to shove. Zone is there. He might have to go.
Chubbs has been so smooth in this game and hitting big shots as well. This is what you want to see from a team in week 3 of the polls. Can they keep it rolling? It looks like Agers is just a matter of moments away from being taken out. He barely escapes by the skin of his teeth. They'll keep it moving, knowing as they move towards the front, there will be plenty more opportunities for a Limbs. Miro in a solo situation, not something he's a stranger to by any means. But can he perform at his best? Looking up for height, seeing if maybe there's an opportunity to take it. It wouldn't be out of character. Agers eventually falls, and that's at the hands of Miro. Actually, he'll certainly love that.
We see Miro in so many situations like this. This is where he thrives. This is where he's at his peak in those solo situations as Sinks and Blue putting down another big bush bomb. They could probably wait, stagger themselves, try to catch a team off guard as Miro's peeking through a lot of these covers. He doesn't want to get caught off guard, and with only 14 builds left, he's trying to recycle, use, and optimize the amount of resources he has.
Patiently waiting for the next zone to fall and for players to start making their move. And he actually might find a free one onto Spade there, and he needs to hit a couple more shots, and that's going to be some free loot.
He's got 2 builds, 1 build.
Just the 1 build though. So we would have hoped
He's got 1 build.
But he's still in
And
this
there he
one.
goes.
On the other hand, can't say the same. How many times have you seen Hype exchange hands this game? They were looking comfy on it, and now it's going to be Aiden, but he's not comfy. He has to drop down. He has to try hit something big.
And you can see him tagging up Miro, but realizing height is more important than chasing one solo elimination towards the low ground. Here on Miro's splash, he's going to take that as a sign. I can use the minis, but that same second is where Chubbs and Bryce steal away the high ground, and now it's theirs for the taking the entire game as they look down low, trying to figure out the information, trying to see where their targets are at.
Chubbs and Bryce sit up above the rest. And it must be a game that they have to deliver on. Blue down below picks up Miro.
Oh, he's
That's
dead.
Be his 5th of the game. And now
It's a 2v1.
does he have the minerals to hold
It's
on
2v1.
and make a crazy play?
Can't do it.
You certainly think with just how strong Bryce and Chubbs are looking that they will be the victors here in game 1. But the job is certainly not finished. They can't get too ahead of themselves. They're going to do their best now to not give Blue a chance to make
Can't
a
do
play.
it.
He's
He's
gonna
dead.
hammer up
Yeah.
and then come down. Game 1 goes to Chubbs.
Look at all his builds,
And they
chat.
stole away height at that perfect moment.
These
too.
guys
You saw
sweat.
Bert, you saw Walkers. They had it for a couple of seconds at that until there were shockwaves, dropped down to ultimate low ground. But those are the opportunities everybody on the day should be looking for.
Bryce and Chubbs did so well throughout this game, and Chubbs in particular was just hitting some incredible shots. You saw their conquest of height was so impressive, and I think the theme in that game, Jacob, was just nobody seemed to have enough to hold on to it, right? We saw so many different teams up in that situation, and they just run low on mats, they run low on resources, and it's all over once somebody makes their rise. Chubbs, though, clean stuff. And of course, game 1 victors, that is the way to start the day.
Yeah, and honestly, the way it started from the early portions of the game all the way to the very end, it was like a feeding frenzy. These are players realize the position. They realize how important the day is, and for some, they're looking to make up the gap with eliminations.
Well, look, things are only just beginning to heat up, and there's plenty more on the way. So to break down that last game, we got Zeke, Taco, and Jen.
What a crazy first game here in NA East. Week
Where's
number
Courage?
3. My gosh, this really was a tale of no one
Is that
has
Courage?
anything. We are
No,
all out of
that's not Courage.
resources.
Never
we have
mind.
nothing, and yet a lot of duo is just showing up big.
Basically no breathing room for any of these teams, though. From start to finish of this lobby, we just saw so much jam-packed action, but Bryce and
This
Chubbs,
is NA
I think that
East,
they did a
chat.
fantastic
NA
job there towards
East.
the end,
Where's
Jenny,
Nick
particularly
A30?
with the way that they chose to optimize their
What
shot
has
with
Nick
hammers.
A30?
Yeah, that is a very good point. I was thinking too, like just watching
Where's
that, and
Nick?
you saw Chubbs use an edit to break those builds instead of using that hammer to go up, which is really kind of something to point out because, again, using that hammer can be a little wonky sometimes, just you don't know where it's going to go specifically. So eyeing that edit and being like, I'm going to take this, it will break it down, is such a quick thinking on his part, and it just like played out very well.
Also just love the fact that while they're maneuvering through this low ground, even when their builds ran relatively low, because of the fact that they have that shockwave hammer in their back pocket, you never really have to worry about being able to actually down from those high ground layers. And I think in particular, starting off with a 12 elims total is always a great place to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's the start game 1, right? That's exactly hitting the ground running. We are moving. Remember, we're looking to go straight to grand finals. We don't want to play in Surge Week. We just want to go straight there. Let's take a look after our first game. There's a few callouts. I'd say like Miro, right? Ending in top 3 as a solo performer. That was insane.
It was honestly unreal, the fact that he managed to stay alive as long as he did, especially after losing Ed, once you start getting into those moving zones. But you just have to really understand that this is the reason why Miro is such a story player in terms of those solo clutch instances,
Okay.
because he just did not seem even the slightest bit concerned. He knew
didn't.
exactly where every single edit needed to go,
I don't
every
know.
single challenge needed to
Chat.
be, and the fact that he was able to find consistent
W's in
refreshes
the
as a
chat.
solo was also
W's
fantastic.
in
Yeah.
the
For sure, we take a look. Spade
Chat.
and Chimp currently in that 5th place spot, right?
W,
Once again,
F, and
all
CS,
these duos,
you know?
they just understand this kind of
Possibly
like
be
being big
one
talk
day.
pressure, right? This is that
One
last
day,
opportunity
for
to
sure.
try and either make it to Surge Week next week, Grand Finals, or your FNCS is done. A lot of these players though veterans, they definitely understand there's a lot of pressure here.
And something that I couldn't help but notice, though, with Spade and Chimpers is that there was really no true control of that actual height. We saw at one point, Vert and Walkers, I believe, they had it by that first moving zone. We saw them holding onto it for a bit, but then you just see the total chaos coming through because of the Shockwave Hammers.
2 minutes into the next game.
Spade and Chimpers, while we saw them for height for a little bit, they just weren't able to actually maintain it, but still had a nice placement finish.
Yeah, and for those moving zones, that first moving zone being around water, that might be why you've seen them kind of like, all right, we're going to play low ground here, we're going to play mid, we're going to do height. Just play around with every layer because, again, like, in those circumstances with having just, like, the map and being like, all right, I don't want to get stuck down this water, I can't build in this position. I want to put myself in the most, like, ideal position to place well.
And again, talking about that height aspect when you're talking about positioning, Jenny, for Walkers and Vert, while we saw them able to actually take height momentarily, I think that this is a great example of just what happens whenever there isn't any true height control throughout a match. Because Walkers and Vert, yes, they were able to apply pressure from up above, but again, it is crazy just how fast you actually end up expending those builds, and especially due to that calamity of the Shockwave Hammer. But the most impressive part to me as well was the fact that Walkers was actually able to revive Vert in the midst of all this chaos because of the fact that they had height control for a bit.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. Even though they weren't able to hold it out for the rest of the game, that control definitely put them in a great position, and like getting those eliminations, they were solid. They're like, okay, we don't need...
1 second, chat. I'm not ending stream.
What are those things we can button up? Because we're looking for points. We're looking to just do well. We're looking to play consistent. Because remember, even if a duo somehow was outside of that qualifying range and then makes it, their journey's not done, right? There's still work to be done. If you're either going to Surge Week or Grand Finals, you still have to show up there and perform well.
Of course, and I think, again, we were seeing a lot of those duos that we kind of talked about on the top of the show, Trashy and Pump, Walkers and Vert, Miro and Ed. They are certainly making their mark still be known on these lobbies.
Yeah, and I think another thing I wanted to pinpoint is the fact that you see like Clix and Donnie, for example, I'm getting it there. You see them landing at a POI that's very contested, so the ability for them to get out of that POI was amazing to see that they ended up in endgame. So I want to see if they will continue to be able to get out of that.
That's right. Well, guess what? We have games on deck. We can hear from your cast to get their thoughts on the upcoming games. So this is game 2 of the FNCS.
Battle bus.
Absolutely love to see the solo clutches shine in game 1. For Miro, that was a huge opportunity for them to jump up the leaderboards. And for Ed, you got to be thanking him tenfold.
Yeah, of course, right? Any opportunity to start the day well will always be greatly appreciated. But of course, there is still plenty more Fortnite to be played. You can't afford to allow a, rough or unfortunate first game completely derail your tournament, especially in this lobby where it just means that much more.
Yeah, and for the team that got first, you got to realize there's 5 more games. You can't get content, too excited, jumping out of your seat after only 1. And for the team that got eliminated first, you cannot let that bring you down. This is a much bigger moment than they realize.
Yeah, and of course, right, as we head into this next game, I think the question will be, will we see a switch up in some of the off-spawn battles that we had in game 1, right? Of course, you might think of the day is going to go a certain way, and it doesn't go that way, right? We just see teams go, okay, hold on. First game, our drop was a bit bad, but we got it now.
Yeah, with Battle Bus ready, game number 2 is on its way, and I think a lot of these teams are going to have to take exactly what you said, the switch-ups, the adjustments, maybe not as drastic as changing up an overall POI.
Jumping out of the bus,
for
chat.
example, going against Acorn Gold on the north side, that's not something you want to put all into one basket, but Sinks is down right out of the gate. Blue is going to have to dig deep after that second place finish. It's all on his shoulders. He's getting tagged up from all directions. 73 HP and a dream. The one thing that he has in his back pocket is that heavy shotgun to deal a huge amount of damage as he takes down Haji, gets the siphon, gets the match, the resources, a perfect opportunity to turn things around.
How he's managed to find that, I do not know. That is a howler.
Both claps to that guy.
And Haji, you would have been hoping to just clean it out 2v1. Subscript, though, has a big job on his hands, and one that he definitely can handle. You just have to connect to that shot. Only the one build. I'm going to look to a bit more, just to give himself something extra to work with, maybe. And this 1v1 situation, he will come out on top. Steffi would think that Blue has...
Fred is not.
I want to try and replicate their success from last game.
Oh!
Not going to happen, unfortunately. Subscript will hit a massive shot to the dome. and win that one out.
In the distance, Aiden and Howd, I can feel their ears probably tingling, seeing that elimination go down. They're trying to sneak up onto that one, but our game number 1 winners, Chubbs and Bryce, you can kind of see where they get off, uncontested. They're just getting all the loot, all the resources they can before they enter into the mid game and begin to look for their surge tags, which are so important. And you can kind of already see it right out of the gates. That's right on the other side. Whew, huge tags. Huge tags as Dave was going down. Bryce, in a 1v2 situation, takes both of those players down.
That is lovely stuff.
Wow. That was a huge Excalibur shot. Is Suscript going to make it happen again in another 1v2 situation? He has one player's weak. He has
Looks like a fish.
Trying to go for the piece control, but his resources looking thin. High ground's going to be taken away. He's going to get forced down low in this situation, but the shot from the Excalibur still finding a way through, not doing any damage, but forcing Aiden to reposition.
Bro, I was about to go crazy. I thought he was getting PC. And he hit that little cone. Unfortunately, Suscript, though, the 2v1 was just a bit too hard for him to handle, and that's one of the unfortunate parts of having such a 50-50 drop where there isn't an incredible amount of loot to begin with. That potential for a third party to roll in right as your fight concludes is so prominent.
This is almost like revenge from week 1.
Trap.
Where it was Booga and Peter landing Slappy shores.
Is anybody still there?
Interacting
my
and
stream
third-partying their fight towards
If you're still in my
Slappy,
stream right
they're
now,
doing it to
top
Cooper,
1.
Hide and Seek, and anybody else that lands on side of the map. And this is going to be a big moment for Hide and Seek. Even if he doesn't get his teammates reboot card here in this situation, him getting as many points as a solo is going to be important.
I'll be right
As Clix and
back.
Donnie go up against Notch and Nuts, something we
This
see
is
week
the,
after week over toward
FNCS.
Danville Square.
Yeah, and in most of these weeks, it doesn't necessarily feel like there's someone who comes out as a definitive winner. And to be honest, I don't expect to see much change in that today. Of course, Clix and Donnie, even with all the mitigating circumstances last game, were still able to have a very impressive round with a bunch of eliminations, making it quite deep into the game as well. How often are they going to be able to have games like that, even as skilled as they are? You never want to have games like that repeatedly. That would definitely be the sign of something not quite going right, especially in the mid-game. It all starts here early on. Aoxy and Swell in a fight. Aoxy having to do this one alone, though. He's already got one. Can he pick up the second?
Big opportunity in a 1v2. Like you said, one's already knocked, biding time, being patient, not just trying to get right in, just trying to fake it out. Maybe catch Aoxy slipping, but he has plenty of resources, including that mythical tactical pistol. So it's going to be a great opportunity for him to really just bide the time. All he has to worry about right now is using those splashes and making sure that Swirl regenerates some of the health. That gives him so much opportunity here in this 2v1 situation, because the longer it takes, that third party is going to come in and possibly scare user off.
Look, there's something on binge which I want to watch. So, chat, I'm going to need to ask you
that first shot though is really the opening for him to just sort of
spam the hell out of this guy with Danny Rock's raid.
Those user out of the lobby.
Okay, Dwayne. Spam it, spam it, spam it, spam it, spam it, spam it.
Bam, strikes.
I like what he did.
I'm going to be ending for today. Thanks for joining me.
On his teammates and immediately
and as
right
always,
back in after landing that shot.
it's Danny Rocks.
Mind game.
Peace.